has been a rise in assaults in Northbridge, and it is continuing on. From a security perspective, what do people need to do to put themselves out of harm?
There's a few things they can do, and really it comes down to awareness. Where they're going during those volatile, say, nights or even some days. Where they go with their friends, who they're with, how much they drink, how they're going to get home. There's a lot of different factors that can go into keeping personal safety. Nick, I think there's a few strategies that can be put in place, and it's more than just one or two strategies. It can go quite wide. So I'd say with the hotels, they could start looking at maybe the glass and plastic issue. They could look at the opening hours, the closing hours, and especially the transport in and out of Northbridge. That's a big thing. So if you can get people out as quickly as possible in an efficient manner and really working with the whole community, that would stop some of the problems that we have at the moment. I think police are doing a great job with the resources they have. Sometimes they are overstretched, but improvements are being made, so it's consistently going up on little levels there. With the population growth, as you mentioned, that's always going to bring more problems because they have more people in the mix. And if you look at Northbridge on, say, a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and even some public holidays, there's a lot of people here. So the incidents you do see can get blown out of proportion sometimes.
Glassing seems to be a trend in Northbridge. It seems to be something that's happening a lot more often. When did this start? When did this phenomenon start to happen?
Well, unfortunately, Nick, it's like one of those things. It's one of those trends that we don't want to have in society. As far as I know, it started overseas, say UK-based. It came over here, as I said, one of those trends. And because we have the high number of alcoholic problems and the glass on site, and also maybe some more strategies can be put in place with how the security on site manages those personnel and those people on site, we could cut that down. But unfortunately, there's a bit of a trend at the moment. Well, when you're talking about Sydney, New York, especially with New York, they have a strategy where the police work a lot with security services. They communicate a lot, and they start closing down certain areas at certain times, and their transport is very, very good most of the time. So there's a lot of people going in and out very quickly and getting away from the areas. When you're talking about Sydney, they are coming out with good incentives to help the problem, where they are working with the community at the same time, and also their traffic flow or taxis and buses and things like that are very, very good also. So that does take away the problem at the same time.
In the CBD, school-aged children roaming the streets in the middle of the night when they should be
have some big problems that really need to be addressed, and going back to the glassing and the assaults, they do rise and then they come down to a bit of a stagnant once again. But yes, the media will find something, and especially if there's a trend where there's been a couple of other instances that are kind of the same, it tends to put it together, and then what you end up with is a big story week after week, so it can blow it out a little bit. If everybody works together and they look at the transport problem, they look at security, maybe upping security in a skill set level, talking to the hotel owners, I think we can make a big change by that, but everyone really has to start talking and communicating. It's the only way it's going to change.